Hi everyone, Jean-Pierre from teamtennis.fr French website and teamtennis.net English website, former tennis coach in France. In this video I'm going to compare three tennis rackets. The Head Gravity MP Auxetic, the Head Radical MP Auxetic and the Wilson Shift 99 300 grams unstrung. These rackets have relatively similar technical characteristics and power levels. It could be a bit hard to differentiate them, but I played a lot with these rackets lately and I could feel some differences in terms of sensations. I think it will be interesting to talk about that in details. I'm going to start directly with my feelings on the court when I played with the rackets, because I've already made some detailed reviews concerning these rackets. I put the links in the description under the video for these reviews if you're interested. Also, before I talk about my feelings for your tennis equipment, I advise you to go at Tennis Warehouse Europe or Tennis Warehouse USA. I have a partnership with these websites and it's very nice from you if you use my affiliate link to buy there. Doing so, you will help me continue the videos I'm doing on YouTube. You can also find my affiliate links in the description under the video. Thank you very much. Okay guys, let's start with my feelings on the court when I played with the rackets, and I'm going to start with a comparison in terms of power. In terms of power, I find that the rackets are not extremely different, but nevertheless I would say that the Shift is the most powerful, the most versatile with an intermediate level of power, thanks to its medium slightly thick profile 23.5 millimeters and thanks to its medium slightly high stiffness 68. The Shift has an intermediate power and it's not super powerful because of the somewhat tight 16 by 20 string pattern, which at the same time remains versatile, and also because of the 99 square inch intermediate head size, rather rare, which gives a good compromise between the 98 square inch head sizes that are generally more control oriented and the 100 square inch head sizes that are generally more power oriented. For my personal feelings with the Shift, I had the right amount of power on my forehand, on my serve. I don't have a really powerful forehand, so it was nice for my forehand. And I had a good level of power on my backhand, but my backhand is more powerful than my forehand with less topspin. And for that shot, I would need a little more control on really powerful shots with little topspin. Concerning power, I would say Gravity MP number 2. We really feel the control side of the Gravity MP thanks to the very low stiffness, 59, a flexible racket, the thin profile, 22 millimeters, and the slightly tight 16 by 20 string pattern. This control side is reduced by the versatile 100 square inch head size, slightly rounded at the top. It brings some power, and I even think that powerful players who don't use much topspin could lack control with this racket. Personally, with the Gravity MP, I had the perfect mix between power, control on all my shots. It was perfect. I really enjoyed playing with this racket that really fits me well. And finally, I would say the Head Radical MP Auxetic. It has a reduced power. For me, it is the least powerful. At the same time, it's not the least powerful tennis racket. It remains rather accessible to many players, but be careful to that control side. Power is reduced due to the average profile, 20 millimeters, 23, 21. The average stiffness, 65. The head size, medium, a bit small, 98 square inch, and a 16 by 19 string pattern that is versatile, but on this racket it is slightly tightened in the center of the string bed. It reduces a bit the power of the racket. With the Radical MP Auxetic, I slightly lacked weight in the ball and power on my forehand. I would say it was just correct on my serve, and I had the perfect level of power on my backhand, which is my most powerful shot. Now concerning spins, first on my slice backhand, I had excellent feelings with the Gravity MP and the Radical MP Auxetic, very good control, very nice feelings. It was fine with the Shift, but I had a little less control sometimes. Concerning topspin, I had the best access to topspin with the Gravity MP. The slightly rounded 100 square inch head size facilitates the access to topspin, and the 16 by 20 string pattern did not bother me. I had also a good access to topspin with the Wilson Shift, very good access to topspin. The strings move quite easily, despite, I would say, the 16 by 20 string pattern. but the exercise is a little smaller and less rounded than the Gravity MP. I had correct average access to topspin with the Radical MP, but it is the one that facilitates the least the access to topspin. I had excellent sensations on my backhand with the Radical MP, where I don't use much topspin, but I would have needed a little easier access on my forehand where I use it more. Concerning the maneuverability, I found the three rackets excellent despite their different points of balance, but they have a similar swing weight around 320. First, I would say the head Radical MP with its neutral balance of 32 centimeters. The racket felt light in the head. It was the one with which I had the best maneuverability. I almost wished I had a little more weight in the head to put more weight in the ball. This can be, of course, customized by adding lead tape, for instance, at the height of the contact zone to increase a bit the swing weight. This may be the one that will be the best for those who want maximum maneuverability for the one-handed backhand, for instance. Then I would say the Wilson Shift. It is the one that is the most headlight with its balance point located at 31.5 centimeters. The maneuverability is also excellent. The profile is a little thicker than the Radical and the head is a little larger, which can reduce very slightly the maneuverability compared to the Radical MP. But the Shift is very maneuverable, and at the same time I didn't feel any lack of head weight because I had enough power and stability with the Shift. And finally, I would say the head Gravity MP, because we feel that the head Gravity MP has a bit more weight in the head, but given the rather average weight of the racket, 295 grams unstrung, and the average swing weight, it remains very maneuverable. I generally don't like head-heavy rackets, and I had very good feelings with this racket. I wasn't bothered by the balance or the size or the shape of the racket for my one-handed topspin backhand. The thin 22 profile helps with maneuverability, but those who don't like at all having a feel of weight in the head may be more comfortable for maneuverability with the two other rackets. Now, in terms of comfort, I would say Wilson Shift number 1. I found this racket particularly comfortable with very present vibration damping, which may be an issue for some players who may feel a little disconnected from the ball, but it wasn't the case for me. I liked playing with this racket that has a lot of softness and a feeling of comfort very present. Then I would say the head Radical MP Auxetic. I had a very good sound when I hit the ball. I found the racket a little more comfortable than the previous version, although the sensations are very close. I found the Radical MP to be very comfortable with very little vibration. The tolerance is correct, but lower than the two other rackets due to the 98 square inch head size. Then I would say the head Gravity MP, because for me there is still a bit of string vibration, but really it's light, but you might want to use a string dampener. It will depend on every player. But the Gravity MP is for me more comfortable than the previous version. The slightly rounded 100 square inch head size gives comfort and tolerance for off-center shots. The flexibility of the racket means that on powerful shots hit at the top of the frame, you can slightly feel the frame deform, which is not the case with the two other rackets. So therefore, I would say that the comfort is correct, and personally, I really loved playing with this racket. I had excellent sensations overall, an excellent sound on impact, a nice pound each time I centered the ball well. Really great feelings for me with this racket. Okay guys, let's summarize everything. I start with the Wilson Shift 99, 300 grams unstrung. The most powerful of the three, but there is still a little control side that is present for intermediate or advanced players who are looking for an intermediate level of power. Players who want a Wilson racket with an intermediate power between the Pro Staff, the Blade, control-oriented, and the Clash Ultra Burn, more power-oriented. Players with a versatile game style or aggressive with power and topspin, but use topspin for control. Players with a flat game style also, but in that case that is not too powerful. Players also who use slice. Players who are looking for a good access to topspin, a good maneuverability, a very good level of comfort, low vibration, and a slightly softened feeling when you hit the ball. Head Gravity MP, I would say for intermediate advanced players with a relatively powerful game who are looking for a good level of control with at the same time a good access to topspin, which is a bit hard to find. Control and topspin at the same time. Players with a powerful and topspin game. Powerful players who don't use much topspin, be careful, you could lack control. Players who want a maneuverable racket with a slight feeling of weight in the head, and players who want a good level of tolerance and a correct level of comfort. This is really my favorite. I really enjoyed playing with this racket. It is just personal feelings and you have to demo the racket to see if it fits your game well. And finally, the Head Radical MP, in my opinion, the least powerful of the three, for intermediate advanced players with a relatively powerful game also, but players who are looking for a feeling of control that is well present without wanting at the same time a racket that is the most demanding. But the control side is present, be careful. Players who want an average access to topspin or who play flat or with slice, and players who are looking for a good maneuverability and a good level of comfort. Okay guys, I stop here for this comparison. I hope it will help you differentiate these rackets. Feel free to ask me any questions in the comment. Have fun playing tennis and I see you very soon in another video. Take care, bye bye.